Is singlehood a curse? You know, there's a time I thought that singlehood is a curse. Back then when I was not yet married and I saw my friends getting married and my guys getting married, I started feeling a bit desperate because I was trying to find a lady to marry and I wasn't finding any, and when I find one, I'm rejected, and I began thinking, is it a curse? Am I cursed that I'm not getting anybody to marry? But you see, it depends on how I looked at singlehood. Well, my name is Nijik Brian Katongole, and I welcome you onto this Purposeful Living channel where we're going to talk about a variety of things. We're going to talk about relationships, we're going to talk about inspirational moments, and we're going to talk about intentional living. But right on today in this video, I want to go on a journey to find out if singlehood is a curse or a blessing. Is it a curse to you or is it a blessing? What is singlehood? Singlehood is a state of being unmarried, and usually it is from the age of 18 and above. At least it's at the age of 18 that we consider someone to be an adult. And this is where someone is probably moving out of a home, or here in Africa, we take long to leave our parents' homes. But that's where you begin making your own decisions. You begin to determine what your life is going to look like. So that's where I would consider the singlehood phase to begin from. So is singlehood itself a curse? It depends on your perspective. How do you view it? You see, your perspective is going to influence the way you act and the actions you're going to engage in during your singlehood phase. So it is important to determine what your perspective is on singlehood. But I, for one, I think singlehood is not a curse. It is a blessing. So what are the benefits of that singlehood phase? Why do I say it's not a curse? Now, I'm going to give it in forms of C's. I have C's that I have prepared that we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about connecting with self. We are going to talk about connecting with people. We are going to talk about connecting with growth. And we are going to talk about connecting with community. During your singlehood phase, these 4 C's are very important. Let's start with connecting with self. Now, connecting with self is getting to know who you are. Who are you? I know you'll say, I'm John, I'm Peter, but really there is more to that, more to your name. Who are you? Okay? This is where you get to ask. You need to take time to discover who you truly are. What's your identity? What's your purpose in life? Identity. Who do you belong to? Who do you subscribe to? Do you subscribe to the Big Bang Theory? Big Bang Theory? Then your identity is in the Big Bang Theory. Do you subscribe to a deity? Then your identity is in that deity. Do you subscribe to God? Then God is your identity. Here on earth, we belong to a family. For example, my name is Brian Katongole. My family name is Mwaire. So my identity is Mwaire because I belong to the Mwaire family. And that means that when I say, yes, I am a Mwaire, you know, the guys would go to schools, famous schools, you say, hey, I am a Budonian, I am this and that. So that, in a way, forms your identity. So, what forms your identity? What about your purpose in life? What are you here on earth for? You need to find out that. What are you here on earth for? That is all part of connecting with self. What are your passions? What are your ambitions? What are your dreams? In other words, where are you going? What direction are you taking? That is all part of connecting with self. What are your strengths? You know, what are your gifts? What are your positives? These can be leveraged, things that you know that I can ride on this and be very successful in life. What about what are your weaknesses? You know, what are your limitations? It's all part of discovering who you are. Who am I? Who do I belong to? What are my weaknesses and limitations? How do I manage these? What are my strengths and positives? How do I leverage on these? And the other thing is you got to know and form your beliefs and your value system. It's in the singlehood phase that you get to form this. Well, it's not that you're just forming this. It was imparted into you, but now you're getting to look at it in a deeper way and trying to discover, what do I believe in? Who do I believe in? What do I value in life? So what are my values and what are my beliefs? The principles you will live by, or you will live life by, the principles that are going to guide you in the next part of your life. It is all about discovering yourself. So basically, what I have mentioned about knowing who you are is boiled down to three important things. Who are you? What are you here for? And where are you going? This is very important to determine during your singlehood phase, especially right from the start of the singlehood phase. So it calls for being focused. The second C is connecting with people. Now, this can be friends, they can be workmates, they can be family, and they can be strangers as well. What is the purpose of connecting with people? You know, you have known yourself now. Let's say you've done the first C and you know yourself. But you need to know how you relate with different kinds of people. You need to learn how you relate with people and how to get better in your relationships. It's called moving out of your comfort zone. You already know how to relate to self. I assume you know how to relate to yourself. I hope you do. If you don't, that's why you need the first C. Relate with yourself, love yourself, know who you are, and move on. Then you can be able to know how to relate with other people when you interact with them. Now, it's so interesting that you learn how to be selfless, you learn how to be considerate, you learn how to be faithful, you learn how to be loyal. This is in terms of the people you're interacting with or you're relating with. Being faithful, being loyal, being selfless, being considerate. You also learn how to be compassionate. You learn how to be empathic. You learn how to be gracious and forgiving, and how to accept people for who they are. You know, you will never be able to be the same as the other people. Okay? Sometimes you will not believe in what they believe in, and sometimes you will not believe in what they do. But does it mean that you throw them out? No, you accept them for who they are, even when you don't agree with what they believe in or you don't agree with their actions. We are living in a world, we are not living on an island, so we need to learn to interact with different people, and to be able to relate with them well, we've got to accept who they are and don't try to change them. Oh boy, what a lesson to learn. You know, it's a lesson for me. Learning to accept people, especially when you think you're at this level, and you see them as a down under, you say, no, I can't relate to you. But hey, you've got to accept them because they have value in them. So that is very, very important, okay? You learn how to deal with conflict, how to effectively resolve that conflict. When you interact with people, you're definitely going to have different forms of conflict. And let me mention something here. The way you relate with your friends is quite different from the way you relate with your workmates, and it's quite different with the way you relate with family. So that's why I mentioned these different groups, because each category helps you learn how to relate better. This is all part of connecting with people. These are the benefits of connecting with people in a way of improving yourself during the singlehood phase for the life that is coming ahead. So you don't need to wait until when you start where you are at. So this is the area that I'm trying to help you focus on. You can also learn, importantly, how to be a team player, especially when it comes to workmates. You know, we are living in a world where skill is not enough. Technical skill is not enough. Social skill is also very important. How you interact with people. You're most likely going to hold on to your job longer when you relate with people so well, when you're a very good team player, than when you just have the technical skills. Because you may have all the skills, but if people can't relate with you, you make it so uncomfortable for them. And it's easy to throw you out. They say, I would rather have a relational person who has some basic knowledge than having a very highly skilled person who is not relatable at all. So that is all part of connecting with self. The third C, I hope we're still together. Are we together? Yeah, connect with self, then connect with people, and now connect with growth. This sounds a bit awkward. How do I connect with growth? Well, I just formed that C, but this is what I mean. It's about maturity. It's about becoming an adult. In the language today, the modern language today, some of the young people are calling it adulting. You know, this is necessary as you are on your own when it comes to taking responsibility for your life. You're no longer under the totalitarian authority or supervision of your parents. You are on your own, and even if they're in your life, you're making your personal decisions. So basically, you are adulting. You're becoming an adult. So you take or learn to take responsibility for every action, for every decision you take, every choice that you make. You develop character in this phase of singlehood. No supervision from parents at all. It is you and seeing the world, learning how to navigate through the world and see how best you can manage through successfully and not just surviving. You also learn to commit to the true values and principles that you have learned. From the time you were a child, the parents have been imparting something important in you, or the society, the community you've been in has been imparting certain values in you. This is why you sit down and begin thinking through what works, what doesn't work, what is valuable for me, what is not, what is to be thrown out, what is to be embraced, what is permissive, what is beneficial. So it is all in this area of connecting with growth. You also learn to resist bad influences, that is from your peers, from the media, from the society, from the secularistic life, and from the legalism of religion. Yes, legalism of religion. You see, religion forms certain rules, and some of them are just too harsh and they are legalistic. Now there are some that are very good, but there are those that are really harsh, and if you go by them you may end up not having a fruitful life. Did I say that? I said it carefully, I say it, but if you observe, some are legalistic. Well, this is all part of connecting with growth. Do you see how singlehood is a beautiful phase when you know what to do and you know how to utilize it excellently? If you don't know what to do, you're going to have a rough journey, but connect with growth, okay? And also know this, that you need areas of growth and skill yourself up. Read some books, know your areas of need to grow. Read some books, study some courses, and study life. You're basically upskilling yourself. This is all part of connecting with yourself. You know that I need to grow here. I am passionate here, so I need to learn this. I need to read about this. I need to increase my knowledge in this particular area because this is going to help me with the 4th C, connecting with community. Now you may wonder, connecting with community, but I talked about connecting with people. This is what I mean. This is about serving the people around you. When I say connecting with community, you become attentive to the community around you. Look at the people, the lives they're living. You are going to be able to see life through their eyes. You may be seeing life through your own eyes, but that ain't enough. You need to see life through other people's eyes. You may be well off, but there are people who are suffering. You may not be struggling in terms of family, but the people around you are struggling in terms of family. You may have both your parents. There are people in the community, children in the community that don't have any parent. You may have this, and there are those who don't have. So connecting with community, that means you're becoming aware of the environment around you, you're becoming aware of the people that are around you so that you can be able to connect with them. You will be able to add value to them because you already know your gifts. During the time of connecting with self, you knew your gifts, you know your talents, you know your skills, you know your passions, you know your dreams, and now you're looking at community to see how you can apply those giftings and those skills and talents to make people's lives better. It is not about thinking only about yourself. This world is not just about for you only. It's for you being of benefit to those around you. So hey, that's why you have to connect with community. And you also get to volunteer your time, your resources, and all you've got to make people's lives better, all right? This has a benefit to it. It brings satisfaction to you. It brings fulfillment. There is nothing as fulfilling as knowing your purpose and living out your purpose. We shall talk a little bit about that more in the intentional living. But right now we are focusing on singlehood. So these are some of the things you can do during your singlehood phase. I mention again, while you're single, before you begin thinking, oh, I am cursed. Oh, what happened to me? Think about this. Say, yeah, this is an opportunity for me to grow. This is an opportunity for me to understand myself. This is an opportunity for me to become better, so that when I move to another phase, I am ready to some level to cross over to the next level of my life. I will say this again. During the singlehood phase, utilize this. Connect with yourself. Connect with people. Connect with growth. This is where there is character development and all that follows. And then connect with community, where you get to serve community after you identify the needs in that community. And you know the beautiful thing about this is you will learn and you'll be well prepared for the next phase of your life, and that is the phase of marriage. The quality of your preparation during the singlehood phase will determine the quality of your marriage relationship. You want to know that? How that happens? How can you prepare yourself to become a successful person in marriage? Let's wait for the next episode of this in the next video, and we shall be able to talk about that. Well, I hope you've learned something in today's video, and I hope you're going to begin implementing it. Living life with purpose. This is purposeful living. If you want to be able to know more about this, I encourage you to subscribe. Click on the subscribe button right under this video so that you will be able to receive every video that I upload from here on. And also click on the bell that is next to the subscribe button for notifications. Every time I upload a video, a notification will come on. So until next time, have a good time. Cheers.